So I'm editing this right now, and this is like a 25-minute, 26-minute long thing. There's a part that I'm going to chop here, and we're going to make this video just about that, because it's pretty cool, pretty interesting. I don't know if that many people would watch all the way through, and I don't want you to miss it. So I'm going to chop it, and then I'm going to re-upload this in its full. It's like 20, 30 minutes long. So enjoy.
Well, come on, of course she does. You know, it's like you know, when you get married and suddenly you have all those pillows on your bed. You have no idea what they're for. You come home and suddenly there's like 20 pillows there. You can't even get to sleep. Yeah. Like, how you got to move all these.
I never
pillows.
understood that.
It the other day in editorial. I was like, do any of you have this problem?
Oh, yeah.
My wife has all these pillows. I don't think you use any of them.
You don't have to worry about that when you're a bachelor.
Because one of them's decorative. You got to lay them on the ground. And you get dog hair on them. And it's the whole thing.
This has so much to do with them bars.
Yeah,
It really feeds into the day.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
How many pillows do you think Krell has?
Yeah.
Well, he's so many arms, I don't know, maybe.
It's a body pillow on one side. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
We talked about pillow settings over Krell's death.
Well,
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Well, priorities, you know. Yeah.
It's important to note that in the original version of the script, Rex did shoot Krell. And then we deliberated about that. And I talked to Maddie Mektovitz, who wrote the story, and I was like, boy, I don't know. Because having Rex, who really is, I think, to many kids who watch the Clone Wars, an icon of, you know, the good soldier, I thought that would take it a bit too far, which is why, you know, when you look at Dogma, I thought it actually makes more sense for Dogma to do it.
I think it was perfect with Dogma shooting him. I think
it worked.
Because he was the one that lost the most, right?
And he wasn't mature enough to deal with the issue that Rex had to deal with. It's my belief, and we showed this in the end of the episode, that after Dogma shoots Krell, the military police, they still arrest him.
Oh, yeah, they totally do.
There has to be a whole trial. They have to look into the whole thing.
Sure.
I mean, and that feeds into also, like, so the Chancellor, you know, and for those kids that haven't seen Revenge of the Sith, don't watch the spoiler part, but for the Chancellor, and when Mace Windu and the Jedi go to arrest him, can they just execute this guy?
Yeah, I see.
I mean, he's essentially the head of the entire Galactic Senate. I mean, you just can't walk in and kill him and say, well, he was a Sith Lord, because what does the Senate care? They're like, yeah, but the trains ran on time.
Yeah.
I mean, if Mace Windu kills the Chancellor, Mace Windu gets arrested. You know, it's a very complex world.
Wow.
And while, you know, at the end of the day, it's a fairy tale and very black and white, you know, Luke,
What?
in the end, it's a personal vendetta with his father.
I didn't know
Emperor
this.
At the end. You know, when the whole Death Star blows up. Look at Plunkett's just looking at me. He's just
It's
like, here we go. See, can't even, why even talk about it? Why are we even...
Mace would have gotten arrested?
I just want to...
That's right, that's right.
What?
We've switched roles.
Now, what's really mind-blowing about this, you know, a bunch of things. The main one for me is that, which has nothing to do with the actual video, is that Mace Windu would have gone to jail for killing Palpatine. Even though he was a Sith Lord, even though he was controlling both sides of the war, he would have ultimately been doomed, and his life would have gone away. So it makes me wonder if he knew that when he was about to kill him, even though it's not the Jedi way, and he would have gone to jail, he was just putting his life behind everyone else's for the Republic, Anakin Skywalker's, Obi-Wan's, literally everybody's life. The civilians, citizen, as he says to Ahsoka. Now, if Mace Windu did kill Palpatine, alright, so he goes to jail, he gets arrested, goes to jail, what are the Jedi going to do? The Jedi basically just going to realize, well, we lost pretty much our main guy, besides Yoda, and there would be a new seat on the council. Oh, she can't. Anakin would probably be like, yes! But Anakin would be really pissed off because, well, he doesn't now know how to save his wife, but because Palpatine is dead, none of the bad stuff would really happen. So, Padme would be okay. Anakin in the end would be alright. They'd have their kids. Luke and Leia would probably... What are they going to do? Kick him out? It's the chosen one's children. I mean, are you going to train them, or are you just going to let these Force users go off in the galaxy and who knows what happens to them? I think the Jedi would maybe take him in. Do you think? That could be a fan fiction for a different time. Mace is rotting away in jail. The Jedi just basically say, hey, he did something great for us. They visit him on weekends, and I think that would be that for Mace. But I'd like to go into a real fan fiction for this at another time. because I think Mace could maybe, I don't know, swindle the court somehow. And look, he was a Sith Lord. Like, you know, he was controlling both sides of the war. He was part of the assassination on Padme Amidala. He was working with the Separatists. He was communicating this whole thing on two fronts and playing both sides and making it seem like he was none the wiser. So, really, I saved the galaxy. It could have been absolutely disastrous and everything could have ended up in turmoil, but I stepped in. So, different avenues. I mean, of course, it didn't go that way, but just to hear that he would have been arrested is very intriguing. Before I heard that from Dave, I always wondered, well, okay, if he's just going to kill Palpatine, I guess that would be it. You know, they realize that he's a Sith Lord and he's been controlling both sides of the war, they assume, and that's the end of it. But he, in fact, does have control of the courts, even to the point after death, after he's, you know, murdered, assassinated. I guess his friends in the Senate, in the courts, would vote in his favor, and they would put Mace behind bars, because after all, that's, I mean, I couldn't imagine Mace walking as a free man and society, the Republic, being like, okay, just killed the Supreme Chancellor. They don't really understand what a Sith Lord is. They just think it's all made up stuff, probably. And they're wondering, well, why would Mace be walking around? Every time they would see him, they'd be freaked out by him. It's pretty revolutionary for me. I didn't realize that that's in canon what would happen. Well, whatever Dave says is canon. So, there you have it. Now, as for Pong Krell, if he had survived, I really think that he would have been a very, very formidable apprentice to Count Dooku. And I think maybe the two of them could have teamed up. It wouldn't have worked. Tried to overtake Sidious. It wouldn't have happened. Maul would, of course, get in there somehow. And it would be very interesting. But at the end of the day, whether Pong Krell was part of the Jedi still or he wasn't, he would have died during Order 66, or he would have been taken out by either Sidious, or if he turned bad, the clones would have gotten him eventually, and the Jedi. Anakin would have taken him out, I'm pretty sure. Or Obi-Wan would have. I mean, it's at that point, it's very simple. Obi-Wan fought Grievous. I believe Grievous was a better fighter than Pong Krell, and at least mechanically, he didn't have the Force, but mechanically, I think he was a better fighter, and Obi-Wan took him down. He was the Master of Source 2, as Mace Windu said. So those are the two main things I take away from this. The rest of it is self-explanatory. A lot of it's really amazing to watch, and the Mace Windu thing is, think on this. Think on this, I shall. It's always so hard doing that voice. Think on this, I shall. There we go, a little better. Hey, when I'm doing those fan fictions, sometimes by the end of it, after doing some Yoda lines, dude, I don't know how the other pros do. Well, not other pros. I'm not a pro. I don't know how the pros do it without getting a hoarse voice, but it kills me. That's pretty much it. I think, yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. On to the next video.